The Nigerian National Assembly, which comprises the Senate and the House of Representatives, will convene tomorrow after the Christmas and New Year celebration break. Our federal legislature settled down for the last lap of the 7th Senate and House of Representatives. There are many tropical national issues that will be getting the attention of the National Assembly member. Consideration of 2050 budget is expected to top the agenda of the two chambers of the National Assembly. It will be recalled that the Nigerian Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has submitted the budget proposal of 4.3 trillion naira to the two chambers of the National Assembly. Other pending issues before National Assembly include the Petroleum Industry Bill, which is expected to turn around the fortune of oil and gas sector of Nigerian economy. Also, long pending issue of Nigerian constitution review and the security challenge in the northeast part of the country will come before the floor of the two chambers. With the general election close by, Nigeria will be waiting to see how the federal legislature tackled this national critical issue before it. From the National Assembly Complex, Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
Reactions have continued to trail the recent accusation of the All Progressive Congress (APC) by the Department of State Security (DSS) of the party's involvement in efforts to hack into the database of INEC for the benefit of the party in the forthcoming general elections. An action which so many have described not necessary and could be injurious to the polity in the forthcoming election.
We are really very worried because if a state-of-the-art security institution and outfit cannot know the difference between a party's register of its own membership and the voters' register of INEC. If a security agency cannot understand the fact that every party actually keeps a database and that given the steps that INEC have taken, it is virtually impossible to clone the PVC cards, it is virtually impossible for you to impersonate any other person at the voting stage. So we see this as part of efforts to orchestrate a situation that may either lead to a situation where there will be outbreak of violence before the elections, and therefore the elections are going to then be postponed on the basis of that, or that will lead to the manipulation of the process itself, because we have seen the conduct of these state agencies in previous elections in Ekiti and in Osun.
The threat for 2015 election is if we have security agencies that are not professional, that are partisan. If you have security agencies who see themselves as appendages of government, then you are almost going to have crisis. So I don't expect the APC to only focus on opposition. I know that there is quite a lot of malfeasance that is taking place even among the government in power. And I've not seen the SSS or any other security agencies address a press conference on the malfeasances that goes on in government in power. It's then as if that the focus of security agency will be to focus simply on what opposition does. The governor of Katsina State made a very incendiary statement, and he's not been interrogated. There is no query. So every time there is a whimper from the opposition, then you become hyperactive. I get worried. That may become a threat for 2015 elections.
I think the issue of neutrality of security agencies is actually a very fundamental issue that must be addressed, particularly as we go into the elections. You know, when security agencies begin to speak like the mouthpiece of the incumbent, then it begins to get you a little bit worrisome as to the neutrality and the independence of the security institutions. Of course, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. But I think those allegations by the DSS should be further investigated. Because if you ask me, those allegations are to be unfounded, they are laughable, and they should be able to separate between a voter's register of a political party and the proposed INEC. So if you find a tutorial on how to hack in the office premises of a political party, the question also comes to mind that yes, they have not hacked, but anybody could have planted a tutorial CD within that premises. That I'm not saying that was what happened, but anything would have happened.
It will be recalled that the spokesperson of the DSS, Marilyn Oga, on the 7th of January displayed some items that were recovered from a property that is alleged to belong to the All Progressive Congress. Speaking during the press briefing in Abuja, Marilyn Oga said that contrary to the free opinion variously expressed by the APC's publicity secretary, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, and a number of uninformed members of the public on the actions of the service, the truth remains sacrosanct.
From the foregoing, this service suspects that an elaborate and well-articulated plan to inflate the party's membership data, as well as hack into INEC's voters registration database through the creation of party membership forms and cards to match INEC's voters register across the country, was imminent. Conclusion: facts we want to say are sacred and opinions are free. The arrested suspects have since been charged to court, and at the moment, investigation is still ongoing. We shall update you, as we said right from the first day we made the first press brief or release, that as we continue our investigation, as we continue to go through the various items recovered from the building, we shall continue to update the Nigerian public. And indeed, we are leaving it at your doorstep to judge whether what the service had done was information gotten from a beer parlor, as it was said, or if it was genuine information. In all these, one thing is sure: the truth must surely prevail over falsehood. From Abuja, I am Festus Ejiroge Nefife for Benin Television Correspondent Reports.
As political electionary campaign for next month's general election got underway across the country, the Nigerian Army says it will support all the relevant agencies to ensure peaceful conduct of the election. Nigerian Army spokesman Brigadier General Olajide Laleye stated this in a chat with journalists in Abuja.
To that effect, we will act in accordance to lawfully given directives from quarters that are empowered to do so. And I want to assure all Nigerians that there is no need for them to fear. Perhaps the 2015 general elections would be the best election in the history of this country.
General Laleye explained that the military will conduct its operation in line with Nigerian Constitution.
The 2015 general elections, yes, this is a very important aspect. But like you know, the Nigerian Army has constitutional duties, and one of them is to aid civil authorities. There are agencies that have been that have the responsibilities to conduct the 2015 general elections. These agencies will do their job as is written down in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The role of the Nigerian Army is as directed by the constitutional rights, those that have the powers to deploy the Nigerian Army. And what I said earlier was that the Nigerian Army would support these agencies.
Meanwhile, the federal government has declared that election will be conducted in the northeastern part of the country that has been experiencing security challenge due to Boko Haram insurgents. From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
As the 2015 general election draws closer, some individuals and groups have come out to condemn some of the conduct and utterances of political parties, aspirants and their supporters. One of such groups is the Say No campaign group, who has shown displeasure over certain campaign which will have significant impact on the conduct and outcome of the election. The conveners of the group, Awa Musa Rafsanjani, Taye Gaskiya, and Samson Itodo, while addressing a press conference in Abuja, said the credibility of the forthcoming election is not negotiable and cannot be compromised.
Because Say No campaign had petitioned INEC, petitioned the Human Rights Commission, and the IG of police when Governor Shema of Katsina State made the irresponsible statement that opposition should be regarded as cockroaches and likening it to the Rwandan experience. It's quite unfortunate that public officers who should exert or exhibit some form of responsibility and commitment to this country are the ones who are making those statements. We also want to join that statements such like we will set up a parallel government should be condemned.
They have turned state, institutions, state security into political, parties, making some political statements that, will undermine the significance of security and safety of Nigerians. It is a shame that, security agencies or security institutions will now be making statements similar to those misguided politicians. Then where are we? Some of us that are not politicians, we don't want to be politicians. We need protection, so we don't want to join, the kind of, utterances that politicians are doing. But we believe that as Nigerians, we have the responsibility to call on our government to play its constitutional duties and responsibility. We are not politicians. We have no business with any political parties, but we are just calling on government to please and please, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of protecting Nigerians, let them stop this game playing.
They also advise politicians and public officials to exhibit high sense of responsibility when campaigning for elections and avoid inflammatory statements in public. In a later development, a non-governmental organization, Youth Initiative for Advocacy, Growth and Advancement, YAGA, has presented its Youth Observatory reports on the collection of the permanent voters card in Nigeria. YAGA coordinator, Mr. Samson Itodo, while presenting the report in Abuja, identified poor logistic management, low public enlightenment, and short time frame as part of the challenges encountered by young people in Nigeria in collecting their permanent voters card.
INEC's decision to redress this challenge by conducting the distribution exercise at the local government level posed a challenge, as registrants were unable to locate the INEC offices, and the distance of the offices from their residences was also a discouraging factor.
The extra mile to make sure that people go and pick up their permanent voters card, because without the permanent voters card come February, you're not going to vote.
He therefore noted that youth have been active participants in Nigerian elections as voters as reviewed in the reports. LM Chukwemeka reports for Ben TV.
It was fanfare recently when the family of Mr. and Mrs. Johnson Obo Peters gave their daughter Miss Patience Obo Peters in marriage to squadron leader Abraham Funsho Ako in holy matrimony at Our Lady of Apostles Catholic Church, Independence Way, Kaduna. Reverend Father Malaika Kaunda, who presided over the marriage ceremony, charged the couples to be united and see their coming together as a divine act of God.
How, the manner, and the way you want your family to be, you are the only people that can make it. Nobody can make it. It is only two of you. See, are from different cultures. Am I right? Kogi and Edo, not the same culture at all. But when there is love, there will be no cultural barrier.
For the couple who were full of excitement, it is the day both of them decided to openly express their love for each other for the world to see.
I call upon these persons here to witness that I, Abraham and Funsho Apple, do take me, Patience, Ogo of Peters, to be my lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The Anglican Archbishop of Kaduna Province, Most Reverend Josiah Idowu Feron, blessed the couple and asked God to bless their union.
May the Lord not only be present in your home, but may He be the president of your home. May He bless you, direct you, and make you loving husband and wife to His glory and honor. So we bless you in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
High point was the presentation of a sword to the groom by his colleagues in the military on behalf of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as a sign of victory and a tool of protection for his new bride.
The sword is a symbol of victory. Today is the beginning of victory. Battles are fought and won by the use of the sword. I, Major X.Y. Hassan of Nigerian Army School of Infantry, Jaji, on behalf of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR, do present this sword to you on your wedding day. Though a symbol of destruction, but you have the singular honor and privilege of using it to cut your wedding cake and thereafter for the protection of your darling wife, Mrs. Patience Funsho.
Chairman of the occasion, General Jem Benwon, retired, charged the couple to be united always and always seek the face of God in all they do.
How do you feel that one of their sons is getting married today?
Oh, I feel delighted.
If you want to give them one advice, what will it be as they start a new journey in their life?
Oh, the newlywed, of course, naturally, I will pray for great success in their marriage, that they should have understanding, and God will bless them with beautiful children. And they too, by the grace of Almighty God, they will grow up to witness an occasion for their own children, just as their parents are witnessing their success today.
The couple took to the dancing floor to express their joy and satisfaction as they become man and wife.